It's my pleasure to now introduce a very special keynote speaker. All the way from the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, we have a message from Charles White. And here to introduce Charles, Monte Iafrate.
So that's me, and that is Charles White. He is better known as the Space Pope in an online MMO. He actually spoke at a conference about the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, that idea of the Drake equation. And so after, of course, at this video game conference, I went up and talked to him, because that's what I do. And it was just fascinating talking to him and all the other people working at NASA. Quite a few of them play this game. It's pretty wild. And the great thing about COVID is that it taught us to think differently. This is my favorite year of teaching I've ever had. And the reason is the challenge. Too often, everybody in your marriage, in your relationships with your kids, it's same old, breakfast, cereal, whatever. But sometimes you have a challenge. And with those challenges, you rise above. So, Charles White, it was hard to get this to happen. I actually wanted him to speak to my physics class. It just didn't work out, so I said, hey, buddy, can you do a video? And so to get this video was kind of complicated. And so what he did was he put it on his Facebook or his YouTube page, and just so you guys know that he did, in fact, do this. It says underneath his YouTube post, I was honored by Riverview East High School in Marine City, Michigan, to provide their commencement speech for the Panthers 2021 virtual graduation ceremony. Thanks to Monte Iafrate for the honor, and I hope my words have some inspiration for some. This is a young man that didn't know what he wanted to do, had learning disabilities, he's autistic, and he realized that that was his superpower. Paying attention to detail is exactly what you need for certain jobs, and with his job at JPL, at NASA, it's pretty wild, because that attention to detail made him succeed. Every one of you have had some learning challenges. Please understand, you can work through them, you can be successful, and you can make something of yourself. So I challenge all of you, be kind. And in the words of Joey Ramone, hey ho, let's go. Cue it up.
Hi there, I'm Charles White, and it's my honor to address all of you. Man, but what do I say to students, graduating in 2021, since I'm just this old, long-haired, gray-haired boomer who at once upon a time was just like you? I don't know. I guess I could say something motivational like some boomer would do. When I was born, there were 3 billion people, and now there's 7.8 billion. Wait, that's not very motivational. Or maybe, as an astronomer, something uplifting like, when you wish upon a star, put your dreams and wishes upon a star. But as an astronomer, those stars are like 60 million light years away, and it's probably blown up, just like my dreams. Oh, but wait a minute. Wait. Okay, this is going horribly wrong. It's going the wrong way, totally. I really do want to wish you well and hope, and I want to give you a few pieces of advice that worked for me, because in my career, I basically took advantage of opportunities. What some people would say was too risky, I took those risks. And I wasn't the best student. JPL would not hire me today. But I was hired right at a right time at the early part of space exploration. I've basically been working over half of NASA's history in space sciences. So how did that happen? I was only a C student in D's. Sometimes I would get a B. Even got an F in English, as you can hear. It's my primary language. And the reason is I did so badly is because I had some learning disabilities at the time. And it took me a long time before I found out what those were, and I got them checked and corrected before I could really excel and understand that some of my disabilities are not disabilities, but they're superpowers. I started at JPL basically as a data entry clerk, just making not much money and only part-time. But they had a program where I was an academic part-time and I could go to school, and as long as I maintained a C grade, I could stay employed. And here I am, 34 years later. The highest position I got was the Deputy Chief Knowledge Officer of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And what I did, what I'm doing, is I do spacecraft investigations on what goes wrong, and then we record it into a database, which we call Lessons Learned database. So I'm a Lessons Learned investigator. And I made it all that way by basically taking advantage of opportunities when they presented themselves. That was one. Two, knowing what I really know, because skill is the key that kept me working. So you have to be really good at your skill, especially at a place like JPL. You have to be really among the best of them. And there's a difference between arrogance and confidence. I'm very confident in what I can do, and that has carried me. And third, you need a little bit of luck. You absolutely need some luck in what in your career. So with those three things, luck, skill, and opportunity, take advantage of all those things. And don't try to plan it all out in your brain. Don't sit there and think that you can plan, because there's a lot of things that did not go according to plan. And you know what? Some things were better that I didn't think about it. Some things happened to me that I really didn't plan. I have a wife, I have 2 kids, didn't plan on all of that. Well, I wouldn't subtract that out of my plan ever again. So when I'm not putting rovers on Mars and grabbing stardust or primordial pieces of the Genesis missions and bringing those back to Earth to study with robotic probes, I'm out there enjoying life with my Jeep. I've started a YouTube channel called Desert Charlie Videos, which is just me going out and just enjoying life. And I'm trying to find that life-work balance. It's very important you do that. The other bit of advice I would give is just take a significant chunk of money and donate to Christmas parties and birthdays and retirement parties, because that's the cost of doing business. It's the cost of being a friend. It's the cost of being a coworker. It's the cost of being a good neighbor. Find the kindness, and it doesn't matter how many people are on this world. Hopefully, if they're all kind, we can all get through this together. So go out there, find your path, and make your way to the stars. Thank you very much for this honor. Bye. Hi there.
It certainly has been our kindness that has helped us all through this together. But today, the day has finally come.